Since 2014, Council has had an opportunity to look at the net tax impact of what we're going to be doing. We basically used an inflationary figure to determine how our budget was going to be set. That was sort of the initial starting point, and as I said, we'll have some additional information that will be in your hands to try and get to zero. The slide in front of us today talks about the priorities that the current council reaffirmed of jobs, economic growth, the need to attract and retain people in Chatham-Kent, and also to promote a healthier population, all the while making sure that we have an underpinning of financial sustainability. So this was the priorities set by the previous council, and it was reaffirmed by our current council in December, following our initial discussions and orientation meetings. So those priorities were built into the discussion when staff provided budget recommendations to this council. They should be reinforcing the priorities that you have established. Next slide, please. An overview of service review. I think it's important from an administration standpoint is to highlight for council how important the service review process has been to this process and trying to help support you in forming your budget. Since the 18 reviews have been completed, we've had 74 recommendations coming to council, 46 of which have been approved. The annual savings, we've had a potential of $1.4 million in savings. Council has chosen to adopt $0.8 million. The one-time costs, we've had $273,000. That's been both recommended and approved. That a lot of that has to do with our child services review that was done in the fall. And the cost avoidance, we've had an additional $726,000. We'll provide some additional information to council, but I think the critical part here is that as we have an opportunity to go through service reviews, you give staff an opportunity to give you some detailed recommendations, to have some opportunities for debate that helps set you up for your budget discussions in the current year. Trying to make changes regarding service levels during the budget process is extraordinarily difficult, and we're sometimes forced to make decisions on the fly. So I think the service review process is a really critical part for us to make sure that we're giving you the best information possible, and based on your directions, we roll in any potential savings into the budget process, and it reduces the burden of trying to find additional monies in a short-term context. So we'd recommend that process continue. It's a significant contribution to our overall process.